Barbara Ford from InSpirit Center in downtown Georgetown, and we're going to talk today about the laws of attraction and how you use them to get what you want. Now, I know you've probably seen a million videos like this and books and everything else, but what I'm going to do today is different. I'm going to boil it down, I'm going to cut out the crap, and I'm going to tell you the truth. You follow my steps, and I promise you it's going to work. So before we get started, please take a moment to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification buttons so that you never miss one of our amazing videos. So anyway, on that note, let's get started. For those of you that aren't sure, let's talk about what the laws of attraction are. The idea is that whatever you think about, thoughts are energy, and what you think about is what you're going to see back in your life. Now, you're probably thinking that's a load of crap, and I'm going to tell you why it's not. So stick with me. Why is it not a load of crap? Because every moment of every day, your mind is being bombarded with stimulation all the way around you. So even right now in this video, you're probably paying attention to me and what I'm saying. Maybe you've noticed I got a bit of blue hair this time, but your mind is tuning out the bricks that are behind me, the light, the little elefante, as I like to say. It's tuning all this stuff out, plus everything that else is going on in your home. It's tuning out how your clothes are feeling, assuming you're not naked. It's tuning out the sounds that are around you, absolutely everything else. So your mind pays attention to the things that you have already decided are important, and it tunes everything else out. Okay, this is important because a lot goes on in our life that we miss because our brain decides it's not important. Now, how does our brain decide what's important and what's not? That boils down to the two parts of our brain. We have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. In our conscious mind, those are the thoughts and the feelings that we're having right now. The ones that you are aware of, the ones that you share with other people, the ones that you intentionally hide from other people, all of those things. Those are your conscious mind. Then we have our subconscious mind. This is what rules us from the inside. Some people like to refer to it as our shadow side. In simple terms, the shadow side is based on the decisions that we made as a child. Children, by their nature, are egocentric. So when we're a child and we're growing up, everything in the world is about us. So if your dad lost his job when you were 6 years old, you would make it your fault. If your teacher fell in the parking lot, you would make it your fault. Okay? Everything that happens to you as a child, you make your fault. And it has no bearing on whether you've had a good childhood or a bad childhood. That has nothing to do with it. You make decisions as a child, what the world is, how it runs, what the truth is, and then as adults, we live to fulfill it. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're out in the dating world and you want to find somebody and settle down and have a good life. But you keep saying to yourself things like, oh my gosh, why am I always attracting the crazies? It's always the crazies. Then that's the energy you're putting out to the universe. And that means when you have a nice person standing next to you and a crazy person standing next to you, guess who you're going to choose to date? That's right, you're going to choose the crazy person. Subconsciously, it's ruling you from the inside. You may not be aware of it. So this is really important, because if at the fundamental root of your being, you don't think you're worthy of what you want, you're not going to get it. If at your fundamental being, you think you're not allowed to have what you want, you're not going to get it. Okay? So you've got to figure out what is ruling you from the inside. All right. So you take some time and you think about that. What's ruling you from the inside? And then you start making changes to embrace what you actually want on the outside, the conscious brain, not what's ruling you from the inside. Okay? Because if you don't know what rules you, then the shadow side wins every time. Right? How many times have you said in your life, oh, I wish I could win the lottery. Oh, I want to win the lottery. At the same time, how many times do you actually buy tickets? And even if you do buy tickets, in the back of your mind, do you really think that's going to happen? Probably not. Some people do, and some people win, but probably not. And ultimately, that's probably not what you really want anyway. When people say, I want to win the lottery, what they're really saying is, I don't want any more financial stress. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to make my kids happy. I want to take a vacation. I want my house paid off. I need a new car, things like this. So boil it down. What do you really need? And that's important when you're working with the laws of attraction as well, because you need to be specific with what you need. So you figure that out. I'll give you a good example from myself. Many millions of years ago, when the earth was new, as I like to say, I was getting into Reiki and doing readings and things like that. And I was in a super teeny 1-bedroom apartment. Now I'm talking super teeny. My phone cord, because yes, it was so old, phones had cords, was 9 feet long, and I could get anywhere in the apartment just on that one cord. So that teeny, and I was thinking, you know what I would really love is a space where I could have a second bedroom, and I could set it up with my Reiki table and my tarot cards and all that good stuff, and start seeing clients at home separate from my living space. And then I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I'm like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of carpet. I have a cat. I would really love hardwood. It's easier to clean. And then I thought some more, and I thought, I need 2 entrances, because I don't want my clients to come through my whole living space to get to the room that I want to do the Reiki in and the readings in. So I thought about this, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I got it. Not 3 months later, an apartment came up that had a front door and a back door, 2 bedrooms, and hardwood floors. And it was in the budget that I wanted. Now remember this story, because I'm going to come back to it. Don't worry if you forget. I'm going to bring it up anyway. I'm going to get back to it about how I got there in a few minutes. Okay? But this is the idea. Boil it down very specifically about what you want. If you are just vague, like I want money, or I want to be happy, or I don't want to have to get out of bed in the mornings, that's not enough. That's nothing that the universe can fulfill. Be specific. Okay, now, have you already tried working with the laws of attraction? Did you watch other videos, other books, or just try it on your own? I'd love it if you would drop a comment below. Tell your story, share it with us. What happened? Did you get what you want or not? Or what did you try, and how did you find the process? It's important so we can all learn together. So please take a moment and please share with us. I can't wait to see what you have to say. Okay, now you've thought about what you want. The next part, and this is where most books, movies, videos stop, is they treat it like there's a cosmic Santa Claus. And if you just magically wish for it, you're gonna get it. And that's all there is to it. Just wish for it and it'll magically happen. Now, I know from myself that has never happened. I've made lots of wishes and no luck. How about you? I'm going to guess you also have made a lot of wishes in your life and it doesn't happen. And do you know why? Because wishes are not enough. And sad to say, there is no cosmic Santa Claus waiting to just give us whatever we magically think about. This is where the second part of working with the laws of attraction come in that are extremely important. Are you ready for this? Thoughts are energy. We talked about that. Whatever you want has an energetic value. You need to give back to the universe that same energetic value of what you want. So let me break it down. You want a new job, okay? You have to be prepared to do the work to make you qualified for that new job. So let's say you're working at a coffee shop right now, but what you really want to do is be a nurse. You need to get your nursing education, because nobody's going to hire you for being a barista if what you really want is to be a nurse. Not on their own. Doesn't mean you're not worth it. Doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean it won't be hard. Doesn't mean it will be easy. But you can do it. The output has to match the input. Okay? I know another woman, many, many years ago, a client of mine, and she was looking for a new job. And I was using tarot cards at the time, and I saw she'd be getting a new job in about 2 months' time. And at the end of the 2 months, she called me up and she said, "You're wrong. Straight out, you're wrong. I didn't get a job." And I thought, that can't be right. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm looking at the cards, I'm thinking, how did you not get the job? I was so sure. Well, then it comes to talking to her that she didn't go to any interviews. She didn't answer the phone when prospective employers called her. She quit giving out resumes. Well, how do you expect to get hired? You're not putting the output. So she wants a job, but what she was really doing is sitting on the couch watching TV. Doesn't align. You can't get here if you stay here. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got to put the output. You have to decide what I want is a value, and this is how I'm going to serve and make it happen. Going back to the apartment story, I wanted this apartment. I thought, I'm never going to be able to afford that. I cannot afford a 2-bedroom apartment in my budget in the area that I live in. A 2-door apartment? Who ever heard of such a thing? That's craziness. But this is what I did. I wrote it all out in point form. This is exactly what I want, and this is when I want it. And I kept it in my windowsill and a copy by my bed, so I was focused all the time. I scoured the newspapers and online ads looking for apartments. But I also told every single person I knew, I want an apartment. I need 2 bedrooms, 2 doors, hardwood floors. Let me know if you hear of anything. Please tell everybody else. And what do you know? A couple of months later or so, somebody approached me with, "Hey, I have an apartment. I'm moving out. I'm getting married, and it's going to be up for grabs. Do you want to come and see it before we list it?" Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Had everything I wanted. 2 bedrooms, front door, back door, hardwood floors. That would not have happened if I didn't put the output up there. It was not enough for me to wish for this apartment, to fantasize about it, to see it with clarity in my mind. I needed to do the work. I needed to make sure everybody who owned apartment buildings in my area where I wanted to live knew I was looking. That's how I got that apartment. I got to keep it by being a good tenant. Okay? So this is what I'm talking, input and output. So think about, what do you want? And then you're going to stretch your mind to the capabilities. Where do you have control? What do you need to do to get to what you want? So let's say you're looking for a new relationship. You want something solid. You know, I was talking about like, oh, I always date crazies. Well, quit telling yourself you're only going to date crazies. Start with that. Dig deep. Why do you say yes to the crazy person and no to the calm person? Is it that you expect to struggle in a relationship, that you expect it to fall apart, that you expect to be the only adult in the relationship? Do you expect to be cheated on or beaten? What is your expectations? And then stretch your mind. There's billions of people on the planet. What kind of a person do you want to be with that will make you happy? And then flip it. What kind of a person does that person need to be happy? This is where you bring the balance, right? So if you want somebody who's outgoing and a social butterfly, it's never going to work if you don't get off your couch, because the social butterfly wants to go out and socialize. So you got to go out and socialize, right? You want somebody who's very fit and takes their health very seriously. Guess what? You got to put down the potato chips, start working out, be that person who matches. The energy has to match. If it doesn't match, it's not going to happen. All right. So that's the main keys for working with the laws of attraction. Decide what you want to do. Know what your thoughts bring to you. Are you saying all the time something positive and worthwhile that is going to attract what you need? Or are you subconsciously sabotaging yourself? Think about that. Okay. Then the next step, the most important step, the energy has to match. When it lines up, voila, that's when the magic happens. All right. So I hope that helps you out understanding the laws of attraction and how we can get what we want, and breaking it all down and boiling it into little bits. So like I said, if you've had experience with this or you have any questions for me, please drop it in the comments section. I'd be happy to read and I will respond to as many as possible. And please know that I'm available for one-on-one sessions. If you need a little help, you would call into InSpirit Center and book it as a spiritual advisory or as a reading, and I'll help you with your steps to get you to where you need to be. Thank you again so much. Please like and subscribe and notify, of course, so that you never miss one of these great videos. And we will be available through Facebook, through YouTube, our website, inspiritcenter.com, and Instagram, even TripAdvisor. Anyway, take care, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Again, Barbara Ford from InSpirit Center. Bye.